Good evening, everybody. What's up, everybody? Yep. I'll go ahead and write NIO down. Gonna let everybody go ahead and pile in here, and we'll get started. 3%. Not cool. Alright. Crazy day today, for sure. Alright. Just a few more minutes here. We'll go ahead and get started. Thanks, man. All right. A few more minutes here, guys, and we'll go ahead and get it going. Wish I had, I don't know where my eraser is right now. I really don't feel like looking for it. I feel like it's close by. I'm just gonna. Alright, let's see here. What's up, everybody? What's up, Raj? Hope you guys are having a good night, a good day. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get to it now. It's only about 6 people in here. I was hoping start around 10. I know there's a lot more people looking to hop on here, so I want to make sure everybody catches this. So. Cat's dead to me. That's right, okay. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the news here. All right. So start off the day. We had a pretty crazy day as far as different markets diverging from each other. We did have CPI data come out. Atlas went over that this morning. You guys can check out the live from this morning if you guys want to hear his opinions on that. He's always my trusted go-to for that. So now it did show one of the key points with CPI dropping showed a 5.4 year-over-year inflation increase. So inflation scared off investors. The Dow, S&P erased gains. NASDAQ, S&P erased gains midway through the day. If you guys will take a look at the heat map, towards the end of the day, you can see very splotchy. I don't have it up right now, but if you have it up, there's quite a bit of splotchiness as far as where is the market was diverging. Tech-led is the only sector that actually closed green. Real estate and consumer lag. Lumber fell 5.5% for the 5th consecutive session. So keep your eye on that one for balance. There are some stock marketplace you guys can take with lumber. So sorry. Okay, big banks, of course, you guys, we have those for the rest of the week. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs earnings report. We're going to go over that in just a second. Crypto snapping down. We lost 2% on Bitcoin and 4.2% on Ethereum. Some of the bigger gainers today, APHI, APHI. I think I got that wrong. What was that? AHPI? There it is. Yeah, so we saw this one. This one actually ran all the way to $11. Georgie and Atlas both. I'm not sure who got that one, but that was an incredible play. 129%. Sohu was another big gainer today. This one actually finished bullish, so might be one to keep your eye on, sitting at 23.40. So that's just a small cap. HBD was one of the other top ones, and that gapped up, held that gap 26.7%. So keep your eye on that one as well. Might be worth, especially when it shows relative strength like that. You see the market pulling back, and this one not. So okay, so as far as the major ETFs, we are down on the S&P 0.35%. NASDAQ finished green 21%, or 0.21%. Russell down 0.08%. All right, hold on a second, let me double check that. Yeah, down 0.08%. Dow down 0.36%. JP Morgan's earnings, I don't know if you guys heard, we went over those. The Bell EPS, they did have better than expected earnings. Take a look at them. I actually love when I see stocks do that. That's an explosive pattern right there, for the most part. Hopefully we'll see a break above VWAP tomorrow. 156, I just set an alert at. Okay, they did trading revenue was one thing that I think affected the stock negatively today, because that tumbled 30% year over year. EPS 3.78 versus the 3.21 estimate. Revenue 31.4 billion, negative 10% year over year. And let's see here. Yes, they were down 1.49% today. So Goldman Sachs, they reported earnings. I think this actually happened before the bell. I'm not quite sure. I didn't go over that one this morning, but they blew Wall Street estimates thanks to excellent performance in investment banking and a healthy IPO market. EPS 15.02 versus the 10.24 estimate. Revenue 15.39, up 16% year over year. So that might be one to keep your eye on as well. It does move really, really slow. They also raised quarterly dividends to $2 a share, or up 60%. The new dividend will apply next quarter. So let's see here. Pepsi, I know that you guys, I was actually watching this one. It did finish bullish in spite of the market showing weakness. So I think, and it's a little bit early to call it, but I think that it may channel here and make a little flag. So it could even pull back tomorrow and retest the 152.30 level. So got my eyes on that one as well for a potential long play, but I want to see that one bounce. This morning the Emmy Awards dropped the full nomination list, and WandaVision was on there, but all this competition or friendly competition with the show is a nasty one between streaming services. It's actually kind of crazy. So networks and streaming services, right? HBO has led with 130 nominations, and now Netflix has fetched 129, and Disney Plus earned 71. So it's pretty crazy, and the reason why I'm even reading that to you guys is because I think it's relevant information to let you guys know that streaming services are going to continue to rise and continue to be a profit generating service that these networks are providing. But I think that, and I'm not quite sure, I don't want to say that like the Grammys held these things down, but T, which owns HBO Max, fell 0.74%, Disney fell 0.46%, but Netflix was up 0.63%, and Disney is one that I haven't given up on, although it broke, period, end of story. Today here, especially here in after hours, we did not get a final bounce. Looks like it's gone and broken that support, and I need to go ahead and fix that. So I was hoping to see it climb above 183, but this one looks like it's going to continue to trend down. Or at least back down to 183, or yeah, 183. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a look. Let's see here. Interesting. Let me read this before I move on. So Boeing last few years has been like just period has not been easy. Crashes grounded the company's 737 MAX series over the year. While we've seen some silver linings since the MAX's return, the storm clouds on Boeing's horizon. Boeing announced a halt to deliveries of its wide-body 787 Dreamliner due to production problems. Ongoing inspection by regulatory authorities like the FAA prompted the delays. Boeing production problems don't compromise safety, but holdups are bad news. Hold-ups are bad news. Boeing said it would deliver less than half of its 100 Dreamliners this year. Delays will probably hold up Boeing's 483 orders for its 787 aircraft. In short, this is a small hiccup turned big F up. Maybe they should consider not doing that anymore. So. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at NIO and DKNG. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else here. Nope, that's it. D-Nut fell today. That kind of sucked. Okay, so let's take a look at our major ETFs. So kind of the same thing I had lined up here. Not really worried about the top resistance or whatever, wherever it was. I looked like it was just kind of trading within a channel where it made like a really weird hunchback Notre Dame looking head and shoulders here. If you want to call that, or you could call it almost, I guess you can't even call it a double top, but nonetheless, I had this bottom support here running off this low. I saw this giant support bounce here, and so we broke that. The only good thing that I see is we're continuing to hold. I think this is the HMA, that's right. So the HMA tends to be a decent bounce level, but below that, guys, I think that we'll end up retesting 434.50. Yeah, no problem. I'll chart that one. XLF. Yeah, for sure. We'll try that one as well. Anyway, so SPY tomorrow, guys. Quite simply, it looks like it could trend down. One thing that the chart tends to do is it tends to set up the news. And one of the most critical things, and if you don't have it written down, Jay Powell's speech is tomorrow, guys, and that always directly affects the market. So it's something that you don't have to. You don't have to say it. You don't have to trade every day. And if we see choppy movement, like we saw for the majority of the day, a lot of traders lose a lot of money by getting overzealous, FOMOing into things that aren't even like 1 5-minute candle and they're in, you know what I mean, and with no volume, and that candle closes and completely reverses. So want to be very careful tomorrow. We do have a bearish setup, like I said, and I think that going into tomorrow, our target again is going to be that 434 mark, point blank. And that's with, I would imagine that we would pull back into the meeting with Jay Powell, and then potentially, if he has good news to say, maybe we continue to see upside. If not, I don't want to go ahead and try and like guess a bottom, but anywhere below 434, and we'll go over that tomorrow morning. So the Qs though, although based off of like the previous gap down and all, they still finished relatively green, barely green, but still basically just like SPY. You can see right here. So this one basically broke its at support, at its HMA, at its 50-day EMA. This one has more of a chance to bounce. It's kind of hard to imagine tech running tomorrow. But of course, we're going to be watching for the potential on both of those. I try not to go into any day biased, but I will be watching for a potential bounce here. And of course, the level of 360.85 or 75, excuse me, is a potential bounce level, 360.75. So I'm going to mark that out so you can pause the video if you need to. So below that, I would probably be watching for the 359.85 bounce, and then below that we have 358.75. And those are very obvious levels where we've seen rejections and seen consolidation, so, and giant bounces. So, okay. Same thing with our Russell here. Russell not looking so hot, pulling back down here, probably going to go below 221.65, and I would imagine we may go meet that previous low. Today we rejected and this is one of the things I actually voiced my concern. I think it may have been on a previous one-on-one or not one-on-one, excuse me, but a previous recap, but that because IWM broke support, that there was a chance that we could see a rebound, but more than likely IWM was going to project. And a lot of times, just like when we're taking something to the upside, for me, I like to see our bullish moving averages, or in this case, our bearish moving averages, because the 9 is pushing it down. I like to see them break a resistance or break a support. And in this case, that's exactly what happened on IWM. And that's exactly where we rejected today, off the 50 and the 9. If you ever see moving averages consolidated, those are going to be tougher to get through. So. Okie dokie. So let's go over. I'm actually going to mark out. I don't like to leave any of the ETFs unalerted. That's even a thing. So I'm going to set an alert there. That's a potential bounce spot for IWM. So. Lastly, the Dow. I said this right after hours. The only sector that didn't really see pain was the Dow. Now, another thing to keep in mind and to take note of is that this line right here, or this zone, and I marked this out this morning, that's that 348. Oh, excuse me. 34. I can't really see that number. Sorry, guys. Let me move it up. And actually, it's the wrong number. Okay, so so that 34.8K level right here on SPY. My brain is like not working right now. But anyway, so that's where we're holding. That's the most important thing to take away from this. We're holding, showed very little strength to the downside. So as we did kind of consolidate here underneath this resistance, we held that 20-day EMA, and we also held right around this little zone that I was talking about. And that's kind of where we popped up previously. So above the 9-day moving average, or a break in this downtrend with volume, and we could see the industrial start to trend up. Now, everything on the chart definitely looks a little bit bearish. So you're starting to see volume or strength kind of taper out to the downside. You have the RSI that's kind of showing a lack of anything, just trading flat right now. The GTM starting to roll over as well. All of this being said, and I don't have my whole ribbon out, do I? Yeah, I do. Yeah, so even that, so we have the whole ribbon indicator here that is also starting to lose. Do we have a favorite Dow Jones play to watch tomorrow? Usually my go-to is Boeing for some reason, but airlines in general tend to be one of my favorite places to go, because you tend to see a big pop on those. They don't always finish the day strong, but they do tend to offer a bit of volatility. Of course, I believe things like Cliff run with the Dow as well. CAT can run with the Dow, or does. For the most part, it is in the Chinese stock sector, so sometimes sees a little bit of FUD, or hasn't seen a lot of momentum at all. But nonetheless, this one looking like it's losing a little bit of volatility, so it needs to see a big push tomorrow. I would say that the 35K mark is exactly where we would need to hit and break. Otherwise, below so below this resistance or this resistance trend support, I would recommend taking it short, or the industrial short, where we would likely see a retest around the 34.5K or 34.6, excuse me. Okay, so I want to go over a couple different plays here. Again, market's looking a little bit fuzzy. We're having our boy Papa Powell is speaking tomorrow. So if Disney does gap down, and that's going to be one of the things that we're going to be watching for. If it gaps down, one of its only hopes at that point is going to be a double bottom here off of 180, 182. Otherwise, this is probably going to offer a better short opportunity. Depends on where we open up. So that's one of the issues with charting, and not issue, but one of the obstacles you could say with charting and after hours is that you could gap up or gap down. Now, if we end up getting, it's totally possible, absolutely 100% possible, that we gap back up tomorrow. Period, in the story. I can't tell you that it won't. If it does, then it stays, this pattern stays relevant, and this resistance is target. Period. And of course, where we're looking to see a break. Okay. So with Disney tomorrow, again, anywhere below 181, 85, more than likely we're going to see Disney trending to the downside with the main target of 180.35, and that's the 200-day moving average. Yeah, so I have 180.65 here, not too far off. But I'm excited to see it bounce if we get a bounce. So snow was another one. Now this one just completely ate it, hardcore, rejecting, and this one did break support. I did it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I thought I was going crazy for a second. So this one tomorrow, I'm going to be watching it below 261.75. Otherwise, just like I said on Disney, above 266.05 or a gap back up, then we could see a push back up tomorrow. So yes, Disney looks bullish. I'm just giving you guys short-term targets. Now, when you're looking at the Disney, 120 on snow. Yeah, snow giveth and snow taketh away. Yes, we got snow. Sorry, I went back to Disney. Again, just want to see a gap up on the support. Otherwise, I'll look to take a short below that 262 or 50-day EMA moving average. So I got my alert set there. This does have room to move to the downside. So an interesting one that I played today that paid a lot, thank you to Heck Diesel. That's one of our admins in the chat. He's been badass with it, right along with everybody else that's been crushing it as well. This one I'm actually looking, Yep, just wait for all that stuff to stop, blow over, and then just resume. Because remember, earnings is coming. People are going to want to get on for earnings, and that's important to remember. So, 61.21. That is where I might take a starter position on Upwork. I am watching this one due to, for continuation. Big volume pop today. And it did hold a relatively bullish candle, holding that 61 level, or basically holding the same level right underneath it of that 61.75, $61 level. So these options are cheap and they pay. They paid today, and if this one ends up pushing again, and I think that they got a price target raise, that I'm definitely going to be watching. So Upwork, I like this one a lot for continuation. And we're going to go and analyze flow as well, because there's a couple of these that I had written down. Oxy was one of them, Tilray was one of them, and if you guys look, we have 723 snow calls. Those came in a little bit before lunch, but at the same time, I don't think anybody expected the market to reverse, and so a lot of these could have taken profit. But I am paying attention to these unusual call flows that came in towards the end of the day. Tilray, Wish, maybe. I think that's just a YOLO, to be honest with you, looking at the price of the contracts being $35. Oxy, that had a really heavy call flow as well. But one of the things we talked about right after hours is SPY's put flow, which is a big concern. And this could be a major hedge, but that's $4.3 million and then $2.2 million for the same strike, same price, different amount, same expiration, expiring in December. So if the market continues to melt up, that may be a hedge, I don't know. In my opinion, I think that's a big bet, and I think someone's expecting the market to continue to trend to the downside. So we did see VXX calls, which would confirm that bias as well. And this is why a lot of these setups may not end up playing out, and it may be best to set on our hands. And one of the other things is if Powell ends up saying stuff that's not too bad and the market ends up moving back up, because the earnings is what people are going to be anticipating the most, then we are going to continue to the upside. But again, we're going to be wanting to pay attention to how the market reacts after and during his speech. Let's see here. Go over Apple. I got so many lines on Apple. Bruh. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure. I think it ended up correcting itself. But it looked like Apple was trading in this little channel here. Currently it's in desperate need for a bounce, as it's basically resting on that, what would be that middle line or that linear deviation. Otherwise, Apple anywhere below, I would just mark it as 144 or 144.60 is likely going to see some downside tomorrow. So we may be watching market to the downside tomorrow, and of course we're going to watch and make sure that these trades come to us. And if we're scalping and we're in weeklies, we're going to be in and out, and we're not going to, if we're going to leave runners, we're not going to expose ourselves. And here's the thing, we may see a giant pop at the bell, right? A lot of times when these things happen, the first few minutes of the bell may be a pop. So scalpers, watch for the pops, but be out, because you're not going to see continuation into a Powell speech. And if anything, the pop's going to rope people in and get them to basically it's going to fake them out. You know what I mean? So that's just something really important to pay attention to. So So mostly, and what I'm trying to say here is my watch list is slim. There's a few smaller stocks that I'll give you guys. Nokia, you know, I'm watching Nokia as well. That I'll give you guys updates on tomorrow, especially according to where they gap up. I am watching Plug. I am watching Cleveland Cliff. In fact, let me pull up Cliff. Cliff had a big pullback today, but funny enough, it actually finished right at this. I didn't touch this at all, but this is exactly where that ended at 22.25. So I'm waiting to see if we might get a bounce back up to 22.50, anywhere above 22.61 with volume, and we may start to see Cliff start to recover. Otherwise, especially with the market trending down, I may just end up taking it short and then using those funds to take it on a bounce. Otherwise, I think Amazon may be fun to play, and this one I wouldn't take unless it ends up anywhere below. Let's see, where is that HMA at? So I would say 36.60 on Amazon, with a probable leg down, a first initial bounce at 36.50, and then second target being that 36.50 level, and then right below there, I think that we would end up probably pulling back. But again, everything is looking pretty bearish, but I don't want to be too biased, because if Powell ends up pulling out the sexy talk, then more than likely we could trend up to the upside. So okay, let's go ahead and go over your guys' request. NIO today, I talked about this with somebody towards the end of the day. As you can see, before I even mark it out, a lot of you guys probably know where I'm going to mark this, right there. So we have 1, 2 bounces off of the support, and NIO needs to see a bounce on it tomorrow. I got to look that up. Anyway, so 43.50 to the downside, and I would say that a confirmation of that break is likely going to be around 44.25, or the break of 44. Once that 44 level is broken, 43.30, 43.50 level, in that zone, right? Because it's not always just a level, it's a zone. So this zone right here could be where we see NIO pull back to. Now, one of the reasons why I think so is because we saw a pullback into a bearish continuation pattern that continued to consolidate here on the hourly, and now we are going to continue to trend down, where we might, and more than likely will go make a double bottom. If you trace back and you go back all the way on NIO, that's been a support for NIO. So might be a good short play today, tomorrow. See, if I would rather find a short play tomorrow that looks good than anything else. So, you know, things that may be easy to short. Let's look how eBay looks. Damn, why you look so dang good though? Look, I'm like talking about I'm talking shit on eBay, and it's got a giant daily bull flag. That actually looks pretty damn good. I may end up taking that to the upside. But I've seen these daily patterns on eBay dump, so. I know. It's incredible. I was just saying eBay because eBay has been one that, with the market trending down, has been relatively easy to short. I think Blink today, I signaled a short. Blink is sitting at a major support as well. I'm watching that one if it ends up closing and pushing below 33. So, all right. So NIO, we've got that one. Let's see here. DKNG, right? I actually had this one, a big old setup here on the daily. I think I went over this one as well with somebody. So let's go back down here to the 4-hour. Abysmal volume. We do have allegations that came from that short report from Hindenburg. Excuse me. And that has directly affected the stock. Okay. So here's a couple different levels. Due to the very obvious break of support on DKNG. Now I can pull that down, fix that. Okay, so let's get rid of the hole too. But a correction, right, held, and then right back down. And this has been a bounce level for DKNG. You can see the bounce level right here at 47.60. Been there for DKNG. Even that 47 level has been a good bounce level for DKNG as well. But this one made all that effort and now is continuing to pull back, where it corrected into the support and then lost it again. So more than likely, this one is going to go back down to 46 flat. It just, again, I've seen these patterns, and then the direction that they do end up going, they'll reverse out of them. And that's one of the issues with these bilateral patterns. Thoughts on Bitcoin? It's gonna dump. Which indicators scripts do I use? So I use the EMAs. I use the 20, 50, 200. I use the RSI, the MACD, sometimes the TTM squeeze. I watch the tape, of course. I also use the whole ribbon indicator. That's not the tape isn't an indicator. VWAP, and sometimes it honestly has a lot to do with if I'm scalping, then more than likely I'm going to be taking and trying to find which moving average that stock is respecting the most on that time frame. So if I'm scalping or if I'm day trading, then I'm going to be looking for what is this riding up on. And if it happens to be the 6-day moving average, which I oscillate my moving averages to adjust to what the plan is. So if I'm planning on scalping something due to momentum based off of volatility, then more than likely I'm going to be trying to figure out which moving average is most respected for bounces or for potential retest. And with that, so you could just say the 9 to the 6 moving average. And then I also have this ribbon here that I'm not sure if you guys can see. Let's see. So, oh god, that's not good. So we have this green ribbon that's basically turning red on DraftKings too, and that's a momentum indicator that I use. That's called the whole ribbon indicator. Okay, so we have DKNG, now we have XLF. Okay, so financial sector, it is bank earnings, and to be honest with you, it looks like financials are about to rebound. A lot of them had stronger than anticipated earnings, and as you can see, huddled up underneath this resistance. We can go down here to the 4-hour, and we did see a pretty strong rejection today. So anywhere below, and I like to use the whole ribbon indicator in this sense, anywhere below 36.50 on XLF, and this one may pull back down. One thing that I do see as a support running off of this low on XLF, right about here. So there may be a chance that it bounces around 35.75. And sometimes when you guys see me like kind of drag my mouse out here, I anticipate movement based on the amount of space that each, like if I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'll say, okay, I see 2 days, 3 days, that takes up like this little, I used to, it might be from doing like fine carpentry or something and high rise window cleaning and all this, but weird shit. I kind of eyeball it and just say, all right, if where does, and I know this sounds really funny, but whenever my support and my anticipated time frame for this play to potentially play out, which like you can't time the market, but you can look for trends and anticipate where they could. I mean, nobody can guess the market or not guess the market, but like some people say that you just shouldn't, but try and time the market. But if you see a blatant rejection off of something and you have a key support, then you want to be looking for where or what type of movement would be needed to see that type of pullback. So it could be 2-3 days. You could even use the previous movement. So if you look at XLF here, starting on July 2nd and ending on July 8th, we saw a pullback from there, from the 37 level all the way back down to 35.50. So if we're anticipating the same move here, we could say, all right, back to July 20th, we could see the bounce around 35. And if we pull it back down, we'll see it's right around that 35.75 level, which is a psychological number. So, okay, all right, let's go here. I see your guys' comment. I'll get to him. Yeah, we looked at Disney. Ford. This one is controlled murder at this point. It just a very sick, cruel execution of Ford. I don't know exactly why they are not letting this. It might just be the market conditions in general. But I'm not quite sure why they haven't allowed this to break out. It's had a good setup for several months here, trying to break out here, rejecting, and same thing here. So there's a chance that we could see Ford back down in the 1328 level. It does seem to have rejected that resistance here that you can see is well respected going all the way back. And so in my opinion, anywhere below $14, you're going to see a retest. And depending on the timing, it could be $13.25 or it could be all the way down at $13. So it depends on the market and the sentiment in it. So the sentiment. All right, forward. What's my favorite stock indicators? I would say probably the EMAs and volume. Volume should be everybody's number one indicator for pretty much anything. You see a big giant green spike on a support bounce, Nancy Pelosi probably bought there. SPY, yeah. I went over SPY on my YouTube if you want to check that out. It's in the bio. It's free. You recapped on live. I'm live right now. Did you get into AHPI? Yes, we did. That was a great play, even for small accounts. That was a good safe play to kind of not even practice on. But yeah, I'll answer any questions if you guys want to hop on the YouTube. It makes it a little bit easier. Otherwise, you guys are just squinting at the chart. Okay, so you want me to take a look at charge point. I like to use equity go long, the stock based on the infrastructure. Got it. What are buy-in supports that you see? Okay, looks like I already have some for you. So it's at support today. We're going to go ahead and get rid of some of these indicators. Sometimes it's best to let some of them to just like get rid of them, so that way you can kind of clear the noise. So it looks like ChargePoint obviously broke support here, and has made some pretty drastic moves down. And right now we're holding what was a previous breakout level, and that is the 2575 level. So your next levels that I see, and I'm gonna hand mark some of these. So there's one right there. A very obvious level here, $24 on the dot. You have another level here at $22.65. So these are all below. And don't be surprised if you see some consolidation again. You bear flagged here. You may see a couple legs down. I can't talk tonight. Anyway, you may continue to see downside on ChargePoint. The RSI is screaming or sliding into the overbought, but the MACD is showing very little strength at all, and there's actually volume to the downside, which is a little bit scarier. But I think a critical resistance, and one thing that I like to do is recommend for new people or people who don't. One thing you can just do is pull up pivot point strategy. So pivot point strategy is a really good one for beginners. So let's go pivot point standard, and then we're gonna delete. So look where it ended today. So if you're paying attention, the S1 level is exactly where we ended today. And if I'm, in fact, I was wrong on my resistance level right there. So 25 even lines up perfect. So look where that orange, that yellow line, S2 perfectly lined up there. So those are support levels. Pivot point is going to be where you'll see the stock rebound. So anytime you see ChargePoint breaking 29.24, more than likely the trend has changed. Another thing that you can do for yourself is mark a downtrend. Okay, so we have an established downtrend here. So maybe a bit of a bounce up to 26.82 tomorrow. Maybe flag out or flat day where it goes and heads back up to 27 and hits that resistance, and then you would potentially see another leg down. But I think lastly, the last level would be 20 bucks if it did continue to trend down. So it's seen a lot of pain here. What time frame am I using? I am using the 4-hour time frame right now. UNCY. I think somebody in our chat played that. Unipsycho 5. What the hell is even that? So I really can't chart this, my guy. I mean, I can. Like I can do this. You know what I mean? But that doesn't do anything because nothing's happening here. Now this is a reversal pattern on a 5-minute, so you might see a little pop up to 575. But because this is new and I have no idea the fundamentals of it, I mean, and really there's not enough data for all of these indicators to process to actually give you a clear picture of what's really going on. I would just be, honestly, volume is the best indicator here. When there's high volume, think of volume like throwing power, or think of volume as like a golfer's power in their swing. The more power they have, the further the ball is going to go, and the more volume a stock has, the more volume, the further it's going to go. That's why people get faked out at resistances. Number one indicator for a fake out is volume. If you don't have volume, we saw it today like 1,000 times. It was enough to piss off the Pope. Do I suggest scalping? That depends on. You got to ask yourself that question. To be honest with you, I think scalping is great, but one of the number one things that you have to remember when you're trading or you're new to trading is you have to find a style that's going to fit your personality and your availability. So if you're high strung, you like to move fast, you like to get you like to boom boom boom, then maybe scalping's for you. If you're more of a nervous wreck and you feel very emotionally impacted by your trades, then it's best to start slow. So that's my recommendation there. I went over Apple as well. I am 29 years old. Yuck. Okay. And I'm about to go ahead and finish up here, guys. And wrap up these. So let's see here. ChargePoint, NVIDIA, and CRISPR. I want CRISPR to be a chip company more than I want it to be anything else. But it's fine that they're editing humans' genes. But until they can give me like lizard powers or something, don't talk to me. I'll take my genetic deficiencies with pride. Sorry, guys. All right. So NVIDIA, guys, watch for a bounce. I know this is a crazy looking pattern, but this is a megaphone. Now it does have one. It looks like it's already hit that support 3 times. So NVIDIA below that wick. So wick filled to the downside to 294.50, and NVIDIA is going down. Double check that. Why do I have? Oh, you know, I'm really, really sorry. Please forgive me. Erase that. 804. 804 is the correct level. So that would be the last level. But yeah, I just wanted to double check that. Hold on, let me line this up. Perfect. Okay. So 804.50. 804.50 is where I would likely take NVIDIA to the downside with probably an $800 strike. The first level directly there, and I mean directly there, and you will get a bounce, is 803. So what is this gearing us up for? A lot of chop, not a direct just drop. We would have to see momentum from the Qs in order to continue the drop. Otherwise, I would be watching for a climb above the 9-day moving average on the hourly time frame, in my opinion. So anywhere above 810.85 with volume. Please remember that you can zoom out and take a look at volume on the hourly to get a better idea and compare it and contrast it to previous breakouts. So if it looks like this and you see it breaking that 9 and it breaks this 815 level, then we could go and skyrocket to 833. Sounds crazy? Totally probable. Don't at me. I don't know what that means. What is a good share stock? ADML. My one of our homies in the chat, my good friend Top Shelf Brokers, that's one of his recommendations. I am 29 years old, almost 30, and I have 2 children. And I live in a house. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, above 810.85, start watching it. Above 812, probably going to go ahead and reverse. So NVIDIA could be a good play tomorrow, both to the up and the downside. And that's the benefit, guys, of stepping into the market and being like, okay, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to look at both. And you should be that way. The only way that you're going to expand as a trader is if you're willing to change, as in life. Difficult situations bring on opportunities to change, and through these opportunities, you have a choice to make on whether or not you're being closed-minded to certain strategies, to certain things. Like, are you not doing fundamental analysis? Do you have any idea who the CEO of the company is that you play on a weekly basis? Do you follow their news? You know, like, there's a whole different level, and a rabbit hole that falls into that. But really important stuff. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure I got that right. I'm dyslexic, so ABML. ABML. Can you explain how to use the pivot points and what the S&P R mean? Oh, so that's a great question. So I mean, you're kind of on sorry. So you're kind of on a weird, like, this is a weird way to explain this from here. But with pivot point strategy, what it's doing, and you can see my white lines are almost doing essentially the same thing. Where did it bounce? Where are these wicks at? Where is it showing respect, right? There's certain levels, psychological levels, whatever they may be, that are going to be a little bit more impactful, and they're also going to show the most respect. So I would say one level that we could agree on is 785 on NVIDIA. And we can see that by drawing and taking this trend line and popping it right across. So right there at 775, and I could be wrong, right? But let me throw my pivots up. And it really sucks because it doesn't really show you very well. Okay, so my pivot, right, or my line is basically, and there's not much room there, but basically dead center and right underneath the S1. So support 1, support 2, or stop. I guess some people say stop loss, but those are support, and a lot of people call them different things. But those are bounce levels, right? Those are areas where the stock is more than likely going to bounce because it's where the stock has previously shown levels of respect. And when you see accumulation under a certain level and then you finally get a breakout, eventually one day, if it ever trends back down, that same breakout level is going to serve as a support level for you. And then again, so right now, okay, so this is really, oh, I'm sorry, I just got really excited. Yuck, let's go. NVIDIA is at its freaking pivot point, my friends. At its pivot point, and I normally don't get pumped up because of pivot points, or because of the pivot point strategy, but the pivot point itself. Now let's take a look back and dig in a little bit here. So pivot point 805 right here. Look at how stupidly respected. Same thing today, right? Breakout, pop above the pivot, almost get to R1, and then and R1 is going to be your resistance, right? So rejection levels, potential, like where, and this is important for scalpers because if you're heavy, you don't want, and this goes down to the 5-minute, but you don't want to be in weekly contracts on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when you have, Wednesday maybe depends on the situation, but for the most part, when you're running into a resistance like that, if there's no news, no volume, remember that right there. Maybe not even if somebody else said it, remember that. But just remember, that's really important. So pivot point strategy, and looking at NVIDIA, guys, I think we could play NVIDIA to the upside tomorrow. And where did I say my target was to the upside? Let's see. I was looking at it right here. That would clear R1. So watch for the first rejection on NVIDIA to be around, if it ends up trending to the upside. I'm not saying it's going to. We're playing both sides. 830 basically. 830 would be your first mark, and then I would more than and I would guess that this previous R1 right here, okay, that's lined up right around where this resistance would and could be. Now it could end up being right there. Now look at how money that is. That's 836 right after the break of 830 when people start trying to go extra long. So and we're gonna need to see a break of that previous R1, which would be a double top, right? So this megaphone pattern would still allow us to push up, but could have us reject. Does that make sense? Did I just go off the wall there? NVIDIA. Can you check on see if TIPT is a good growth potential? That I can't answer with stocks. This is the hourly time frame that I'm looking at, and so the hourly time frame is going to be a great median for you in between the daily and the hourly. It's what I use when I'm day trading. I also make sure that I have it up when I'm scalping, because I'm going to be able to see the most important levels that I need to be getting out at or trimming majority of my exposure and looking for re-entry, of course depending on the situation. And the situation would need to be news, volume, good news, like not bullshit news, but good news, viable news, you know, and a sector, maybe even a sector rotation. You know, those are things. If it doesn't have those things, then you can sit on your hands and you can wait for those trades to come to you and momentum to pick up in your favor. Not a problem, Trevor. He's not even mad. All right. So I think we got NVIDIA, guys. NVIDIA is on the watch list tomorrow. Now this could be contradictory to the Qs, although the Qs did end up moving to the upside. Welcome back. Let's see here. Oh, not 72 time frame. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and set some alerts here. I think one of the most important alerts is 8:12:50. So 8:12:50 going under the 5 here. Going to set alert at 8:11:65 and watch that one to push 8:16:50. 8:16:50. We're going to go ahead and take down those pivot points. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's go over. I already did CRISPR, right? I'm pretty sure I did. I'm brain dead right now. Do I think AMC is going to regain 45? No, not yet. It's going to get to 37. It's looking rough, my guy. I hate to say it, but this thing could see some major dumpage. I don't want to say that it could make all the way down to $26, but it could make it all the way down to $26. So it's gonna need to see a bounce here off this level, which is a previous breakout level for AMC. So it's going to need to see a bounce here and a push back up to 43.85. And if it ends up getting to 45, like you're hoping, then that would be a break in trend, a break in downtrend, and would allow you to break to the upside. So hopefully that makes sense. Spot. That's a good ticker. Our boys played that one today, I think. Fat pop today. I mean, crazy pop today on Chop. Don't sleep on this one. Big candles like this don't mean shit for spot. Look at this right here. Look at these candles. They're everywhere. And then it just rips. So I would recommend watching spot above 265. 265 tomorrow would be a critical level for spot. In order to move to the upside with correlating ETF movement. Now a small time support or excuse me, time frame support or trend line will be right around here. Okay, so that may be where, and who knows, we may not even get a try. I'm not even going to draw that, never mind. But I would hope to see a bounce here off of 262. There he is. What's up? You here to shave the... Never mind. I was going to make a carrot joke, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, I got plenty of them. 250 to 265. Of course, that's a big pullback here, but again, Shop sees that quite often. You see big jerks on Spotify. So, okay. What are we doing next? So we have spot. Can I run through the technicals on BABA? I was expecting you, man. You've been a constant viewer, dude. I appreciate your presence. Anybody here supporting? All right. What are you talking about, like right now? Let's go pull up the 4 hour before I start getting frisky with this. Looks like you rejected. Oh, nah. No, right now, bro. This is my YouTube. Maybe on a TikTok or something someday. All right. Damn, Baba looks like crap. Baba looks like... Here's what I see on Baba, and I've seen this play out before. I don't really like gaps on an uptrend, and well, I know, but there's a lot of people who are yeah, no. A lot of people here who are in my group, and this is like our recap. So, all right, Baba. So the one thing I don't like about the gap up, let's see, we got 210 here. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a little bit more downside. Now here's the thing, if it fills its gap, it breaks the trend line, right? That's going to set it up to continue to the downside, which more than likely we're gonna see that 203.50 level that I like. Anywhere below that, things get fishy around $200. Yeah, no, me too, dude. I like the I'm an asset. Can I pin that? That's if you go into a job interview and you don't say that, then you shouldn't have the you shouldn't even get a job. Anyway, so on Baba, right? This is my best guess at the moment, is that Baba more than likely is going to trend to the downside. I don't know, what do you think, Shinobi? Let me hear your thoughts. I don't have a job. Well, I have a job. I do a property. I used to do historical preservation for quite some time, as well as fine carpentry and hardwood flooring. The COVID levels. Dude, people are snorting the COVID levels right here. I don't give a damn. They might do a whole line of COVID. Chinese stock went from 160s to 300s back to 200. Tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it. Definitely better charting opportunities. No, I'll let you know if you're out of pocket. You got energy and spirit, man. It's good. All right. I love it. All right. So let's see here. You're in Canada. When do I go live? 8:30 or 8:45 in the morning, and try to be on at 8:45. Bruh, this. You know what? I respect persistence in some way. Hold on, let me. Well, hold on. Well, the only thing is I gotta get off in like literally. I was gonna get off at 10:25, so you have very little bit of time. Yeah, let the chat vote. But no, man, we'll communicate. We'll see. I don't want to siphon off any other talent and reject, letting people see yours as well, dude. All right. What else do we have? I think that was it, guys. Dude, Shinobi signals, it's fire. Zillow broke critical support. Did I already look at Zillow for you? Or did I go and look at something else crazy? I'm on the 5-minute. What am I doing? Yuck. Man. That's obvious. Looks like you're going back to 107, 105 at most. Oh, shit. All right, I got you now. All right, let's do it. You guys got to let me know if you can hear him.
Yaru!
What's up?
Well, what's up?
All right, let me wait and see if everybody can hear you first.
Yeah, they can hear me. I just heard my voice echo like a bitch.
All right, word. There's children watching. Watch your voice.
Look at all my people in the chat. Hey guys.
You guys you had a whole gang, dude. What's up?
Yeah.
Well,
There was like 65 people, and then 30 people hopped off because they're little bitches. Alrighty. All right, yo, let's talk some stonks.
Yeah, man. First off, Cody.
Fuck Cody. I remember hearing about this shit stock on TikTok like last August, bro.
And look at the way it trades on the daily. It's garbage.
Yeah. I mean, under 858, dude, on the volume shelf, it's gonna drop down to 7.39.
I have 830 here too. Yeah, 830 looks like it's gonna. What did you say this next level was?
Next level, on the volume shelf, it's gonna test 739 and then come down to 7. If it breaks 7, dude, it's gonna drop all the way down to 4.
It looks like garbage. It even looks like kind of
I'm gonna short it.
I would short it. Everything looks shortable. Let me look at that 4-hour really quick. Yeah, this is garbage, man. I like 835 or 830 as a starter position for a short. All right, thoughts on Save after today? People,
hey, bro,
is that Spare Airlines?
Yeah, dude, it was such a fucking good play, bro. I was so fucking confident in it, man.
Let me tell you what I burned on Save multiple times, dude.
I took a 12K L on it today. I was so fucking pissed, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, 28.33 was my. Well, I'm still holding it because I had a 30K position. So if I sold, the contracts would have fucking tanked.
Yeah.
So I'm down 12K right now.
How long are you?
It's 8:20, so I mean we got time on it. But if you go on the daily, hop on the daily real quick.
Yeah, let me see. That's a bullshit line underneath there. Oh wow.
All right, yeah. So you're on the daily right now, right? Yeah. So you see how it has that downtrend?
Yeah.
All right, so draw out that downtrend, right? So first of all, it looked like
Are you talking about from this high here or
no,
from
no,
this
no.
high here?
Zoom in a bit. You know how it just had that like straight, like when you pee, bro, and it makes that line into the toilet. That's what I'm looking at, right? Right there, the line you have drawn. That
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right, now you see where it connects in the middle. You see where it connects in the middle?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
Push it down right there. It broke past that line. So those last three candles where it really tanked down and had that support bounce, right, on that volume candle.
Yeah.
So it broke above that, right? That's where I played it, right on that break. You see the first green candle it had after that sea of red?
This right here.
Hold up, I'm waiting for your stream to update.
Oh.
Three candles ago. Three candles ago.
Here.
Yeah,
let's do this.
Yeah, that's the first candle I played it on, right?
Hold on.
And then I averaged down.
Go to Discord.
All right. Okay. Okay. So look at that third candle, or the last green candle where it dropped really down and then bounced back up.
Yeah, that's a
right?
okay. Yeah. So I would have seen I the only thing that and I like when
a blue line.
I like when it I like when you get bounces like that.
Yeah, that's
especially after a pullback that strong. But the only thing, and this is like why volume. Anytime it happens on low volume, it's just not convincing.
Yeah,
but it does look like it might bounce back at 28 again, dude. You might get one more bounce up there. And then a lot of times for me, anytime something gets too far from, I learned this the hard way. Sometimes anything gets too far from resistance, it's got to go retest.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted. The goal is to see it go to 32. The thing is, yesterday I had a 18K position the first day, right? On that first green candle where it bounced past and broke above that blue line you have, that blue SMA or EMA, whatever it is,
EMA,
right?
Yeah, I use the EMAs.
Yeah. So the EMA, right? When it bounced, I added right on that bounce, right? I was from 18K, my position was worth 23K. I was up 5K, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came back down the next day to retest it, I doubled down on position. So I had another 10K. It didn't double down, but I added to get them out back. So I was in like almost a 30K position yesterday. Today, when it broke past that blue line, I told my followers, like, yo, you guys can cut it, but I'm going to continue holding because, I didn't want to, drop the contracts on my followers because I had so many. Mm-hmm. So I had to hold that shit. And now if it bounces back, I'm fine with fine with it going to zero. It's going to be a fucking paper cut. But the one level I really want to watch this hold is 28.3, which it held today really well. Also, check the RSI, bro. When I entered, the RSI was like 24.
Oh, are you talking about in the daily? The RSI's got, yeah. Are you talking about the daily or are you talking about lower time frame?
The daily, dude. Okay. I only play off the daily charts. That's all I play off of.
Nice. Yeah, so absolutely. The daily is screaming for a reversal at this point. Yeah. Especially how long since June 2nd, Spirit has just continued to dump.
Yeah. So, and the one thing is,
go ahead.
The one thing is, bro, all the airlines have been fucking crashing, right? So we were really waiting. Like, yeah, that's my fault for trying to catch a falling knife. I mean, we caught it. We were up like 20%. But the hard part about, like, these types of plays is you need the entire sector to run up as well, right?
And BA has ruined. I honestly think BA has been the dark cloud over the entire airline. Because there was a good setup on
American Airlines and Delta.
I was about to say Delta, United Airlines following in suit. Yeah, dude, the entire sector had a good setup, bounced. So we were likely just watching the same version of or different versions of the same thing. But I honestly think, man, that bounce off of even 27.75, that previous breakout level going all the way back in February of this year, that could be another level where you bounce there and end up seeing a retest. Because that sector, dude, or the whole airline sector, it's kind of weird. You're seeing a pickup in traffic and airline traffic, and the stocks are falling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when when people weren't booking, people were buying in anticipation for this. Like, was the shit already priced in or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. It's really hard to fucking play these types of plays. It's just because you really have to rely on, the entire sector. It's like a sector play. Mm-hmm. And seeing the RSI, I never use RSI. I hate that fucking indicator, because I just play straight off of support and resistance.
Yeah.
But seeing a RSI on like a stock like Save at 24 when it's never been that low, I'm just like, yo, this shit's gonna reverse really nice because everything was setting up perfectly, everything.
Yeah.
So I really expected it to make a move up. We had a nice move up. I let a green trade go red. That's my fault. And I always tell this to everyone. I'm like, yo, never let a green trade go red. I fucked up there. But also, if your trade is red, take your loss at 10%, then enter in lower. I think I let my it was a high confidence play for me. It was just a great setup. I let my confidence get the best of me, and I broke my own rules. So that's my mistake.
Yeah, no, that happened. Boeing. So I think the exact same day, if you look at Boeing's chart here, this is the day that I decided with my dumbass to play Boeing. Like, it literally, like this whole day, dude, it had one pop. We caught it a pop. I think I trimmed a little bit and then just sat flat. I should have just sold premiums.
Honestly.
But literally, and then same thing with Save. It pulls back. So
you want to know what I sold premiums on? I never Tesla when it hit 700 and rejected like hard as shit. I sold a bunch of calls there.
Which one?
And then
sorry,
Tesla when it went towards 700. Remember, it consolidated at 700. And when it had if you go onto the daily, you see that one candle where it hit was green and then hit down like it's almost like a doji candle.
Yeah.
I sold after it went back under 700.
Yeah.
I started selling calls, and dude, that was awesome. And then I sold on the second green candle. They had on the daily. It was great.
Yeah,
people don't understand.
Dude, did you see Upwork today?
Yeah, I called. Speaking of Upwork, I mean, did you see Upstart, bro? I called that shit.
Yeah, who? I think Heck. Did you take it up and then, or wait, it pulled back today? Upstart or Upwork?
Upstart. I called it. So if you go onto the daily on Upstart, you see that like consolidation it's had.
Oh yeah, wow.
So I go onto the daily, type draw a rectangle on that consolidation. You see that bottom of your trend? That's the same trend I had drawn out. Entered there. Yesterday they had a price upgrade. The calls went from like 60 cents a piece, and they were the 160 calls for 820 because it was a longer swing. They went from 60 cents to like 130. It was awesome.
Oh, that's how we
look at that squeeze too. Look at that sexy ass squeeze.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Do you know who John Carter is?
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
He's awesome. So he made the TTM squeeze. He has another like $5,000 indicator I use. It's the Squeeze Pro. So it identifies the difference between a low, mid, and high squeeze. Right now it's in a high squeeze, and it's sitting at the volume shelf. So a move over 126 and it holds on the daily would really push this up to the fib levels of 136, then 150, then 170.
You got this set up on it right now?
Yeah, I have everything set up. I'm only telling you stocks I already looked at right now.
No, I just meant I don't have fibs set up on those, so I don't see my fib levels. But that pullback though today, yuck. You
should try out volume shelf, bro.
Are you talking about? Yeah, I put that's right here on this indicator table, right? Volume shelf?
It's VPVR. You have to have premium on TradingView. I know premium. Yeah. Oh, fancy guy, huh?
I have a little bit of fancy. A little fancy.
He's got a DeWalt drill, dude. He's rich.
Yo, I bought that used. I don't ever buy shit news, especially with the stuff I'm working on right now. I'm working on property that I'm.
He literally built his Discord.
I built a Discord and I could build a house. So what's up?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm thinking about Speaking of real estate, I'm trying to get a fucking. I want to get like a duplex for me and then one for my dad, bro. It's like, dude, it's so great. But the thing, it's so fucking expensive, bro. My uncle, he's like a real estate mogul, like in my area, bro. He's like he talked me out of it last year, and now he talked me out of it this year. And I'm like, dude, why didn't I just buy it last year?
Well, now it might be a little bit inflated. It might be best.
Yeah, dude.
It might be good to.
Honestly, bro, I'd rather just save my capital because I'm doing like my Roth is doing amazing right now. Like all my longer term positions as well, dude. Everything's doing really well. It's outperforming most of the real estate market's really outperforming it right now. So when the real estate market does drop down, you know, I'm gonna be able to scoop up like a couple of properties and just, you know, really build it. Because I'm trying to I want to get one for my sister too. She's 12, right? So I want to get her involved into like real estate and stocks and shit, so she doesn't have like, obviously, you know, with your daughter too, you know, obviously like you want to set her up for a good future. I want to do the same for my sister, you know.
I have a son and a daughter too, so I've got two that my son is 7. Dude, it's hilarious, dude. My son will walk in and literally be like, "Oh no, red candles!" Like straight up, it'd be like,
you should do a challenge where you put $500 in an account. You ask your son and daughter up or down, and then you just go up or down, or you play calls or puts on spot.
We have it on video. My daughter, so there's you're not on there. So like in my computer that I built, I have a little toy bull. And it used to be like they actually used to play with it, and I used to have a bear, which is MIA. And I
threw it the fuck out,
dude. Yeah, right. Just die.
We don't need that.
We don't need that shit,
bro. Yo, you know? Speaking of bears, did you hear the fucking there was someone on TikTok that was shorting our plays, and his account. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, you know how like people call us pumping numbers, bro?" Yeah. And then. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know about you. I have my opinion.
Let's not speak on that, bro. But anyway, yeah, because Starboy's my friend. So someone was calling us pumping numbers. He's like, "Yo, any call these 3 all call out at the same time, I'm gonna short it."
Okay, that's pretty stupid.
No, dude, he's like, because he's like, "Yo, it's gonna pump and then it's gonna dump." All it did was just run up, and the guy got fucked.
This guy probably hasn't said anything.
So I'm on a live stream with someone. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Are you talking to me? Oh. I was like,
bro, my own sister called me a fucking pump and dumper just now. What the fuck?
Ouch. Damn.
Yeah, you seen junk in your trunk?
Someone, she said, "All right, someone leave my room."
Bro.
Dude, you hear this
Leave
shit?
it to your sister, dog. The sisters will always like fucking.
Dude, no,
make
dude, because
I'm so much worse.
Dude, I can't tell my sister shit, bro. I literally told her, I'm like, "Yo, a bunch of people on Twitter are just calling me a pumping number," and then she's like, "Does that make you mad?" I'm like, "Someone shut the fuck up, Nikol ja yaro."
Do I not see you do your plays? You pumping dump.
You hear this shit, bro?
Dude,
do you hear this shit?
So a pump and dump.
Let me finish it up.
Let me help with the clearing up. So here's the difference. Pump and dumping is what happens in penny stocks, right? GNUS is a perfect example of pumping dumping. Market makers with millions of fucking dollars, and they don't need retail, will pump it up. Retail will take off the rest off.
I'll tell you exactly what market makers do. I met a market maker. Let me tell you exactly.
I got an Uber ride from one.
Yeah, like let me. All right, first of all, let me explain my sister, bro. I go to her. I'm like, "Yo, people keep calling me a pump number." She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Basically, you know." I mean, I told her, I'm like, "Yo, watch The Wolf of Wall Street." She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Bida," and you know, in my language that means brother. So she's like, "Yo, Bida, whenever I'm gonna call you a pumping number." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Just because it pisses you off." And you see this shit, bro? She always makes me look bad. She always calls me fat too, bro. It pisses me off. But yeah, you know what market makers do, bro? I talked to one before, and it was the craziest shit ever. So they have this thing called level 3 data. You know what that is, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, so for the people in the stream, what that means is they're able to see where all the retailers have their stop losses and take profits, right?
Yes, dude. They rate stop loss rates, dude.
Yeah. So let me tell you what they do. If they see that, okay, 100,000 people have their stop loss on save at 28.3, you know, because they fill it in on like stop loss here, take profits here. What they're gonna do, they're gonna push the stock down to 28.3, you know, just by selling. That's all they're gonna do. They're just gonna short it down 28.3 from like 28.4. They don't need to do any work. You know what happens after that? The stop loss is hit and it just knifes down. And this, you guys see this on SPY. You guys know those random knives that happen? That's the market makers.
Yep.
They're sending off all the people's shit. And then what they do is when it drops down, you know why it jumps right back up? Because that's where they fucking fill in dark pools, buy it in, and then they send it back up. And then when people start buying again, that's where they sell on you guys. That's why they're making billions and billions. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, bro. Those are the real pump and dumpers. Those are the people you want to really go after in the markets. Yeah. But the thing is, you'll never be the closest we've ever gotten in history was trying to fuck over Citron Research. And you know what they did right next? They started playing the meme stocks and played the retailers. Yeah. They're the ones in AMC. They're the ones in GME. They're the ones running all this shit behind everyone's back.
What they've done is they've not only that, they keep people. Nobody can focus on one. They just like, if anything, they could be part of the catalyst for some of these positions going backwards or
What do you guys
reversing.
think? What do you guys think? The people that are, like opening IPOs and shit, or stocks that are hold up, fuck, my leg just got a cramp. Fuck me. All right, like companies that are being IPO'd by a certain or like certain like Wainwright, they give hot like VTNR. They gave them a $20 or $50 price target. Stock was $4. It ran up to like $12, right?
Yeah.
So why are they doing that? Because when they drop an offering or some shit, what that means is, first of all, they're gonna get a higher price on their offering. They're gonna get more capital for the company. They're literally, look at that, bro. Is that a natural move?
No, that is
Exactly.
I was just about to say you have a really nice, beautiful flag breakout. Nice.
I'm talking about
gap
the first
up.
move. The first move. Look at all that volume.
Oh,
Look at all that volume on that ass candle, and then look at the second one. That's where the retailers come in and move the stock for them.
Yep. And
look at that move that happened.
And then it runs right to $11. Barely. Yo, that's the crazy thing is whenever they run it short of a whole number, that shit makes me laugh because that's where they really fuck people too. But that's profit taking here, and a lot of people call that tapering. And then you get that final pop here. That's extremely unnatural. And BT, there's another stock, BNP, I think is the one. It has a $150 price target, and I think it's down in the 20s. I'm dyslexic, so
wait, hold up. Can I just say this? Someone in the chat's like, "Is this guy Lone?" Said, "I'm Indian, bro. I'm 19, right? So in my culture, bro, we live with our parents for like most of our lives, bro. I'm not even gonna cap. And plus, I'm 19, bro. I'm not trying to move out."
Can I step in here too? It'd be hella nice to live with my family if I have one, but I don't. But
I'm sorry to hear that. You have a family. You have 2 beautiful kids, man.
Oh, I meant like my
parents,
yeah, or like anybody.
People look down on that, bro. But I'm sorry for like putting in the spot, but bro, dude, we're really I'm really lucky to have both of my parents. Not everyone can say the same.
No.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I really am,
dude. I wouldn't be in this position if I wasn't, man. If I didn't go through, I was homeless for I think 2 years of my life when I finally got out of my house at 16, and then selling no help. So that motivates me to not only help other people who are in this similar city, because everybody in the city in Savannah, dude, I sit down with people if I can, and because this is is an extremely poor city, and one of the things that gets under my skin is and we've had crypto people come through here on road shows charging $15K for
dude,
it's makes me want to barf, I'm like, what? And then people are so tired of living the way that they are and seeing other people living differently that it causes this psychological switch to go off on people's head, and they pull the trigger on stuff like this, and then they end up making big mistakes, that are avoidable.
Bro.
So
dude, they're from the place I moved. Thankfully, I helped my parents move to a different house. But where I was originally from, bro, people they call getting money fake, right? That's T Grizzly said. I'm not sure if you know that. So basically, dude, if anyone makes money from the stock market or gets a job or something, and they're not trying to do all the illegal activities those motherfuckers are doing, they'll consider that just they'll be like, yo, why the fuck are you switching up on us? Shit like that,
Yeah,
it's really
stupid.
It's herd mentality, bro. And I was lucky to have a family that's told me yo, you can't be doing this shit. Obviously, I didn't do that shit, bro. I was too focused on school. But that's just how it is for a lot of people, and it's hard to break out of that fucking mindset as well.
Well, here's the beautiful thing too, is that humans are.
Beautiful thing is Garrett.
Thank you. Oh man. But humans were designed to live in groups of 20 to 50, right? That's how we thrive, because there's accountability. There's majority of things will get done. Everybody usually will be able to fill certain talent, whatever. That's way back in the day. But that same genetic preference, I guess if you would say, when you have a family and this is even if it's not your blood family, because I may not have that kind of family, but I have friends who are pretty much if I call them, they're there, et cetera, et cetera. But that there's a big need for acceptance from, and it's natural. Where everybody wants to be accepted in this life because that's literally part of living, is to have a group and give attention or give love and receive that back, and that influences people to do, and then when they experience change or they don't know anything else but that and somebody offers them change, then at that point it's hard for them to even decipher what's the right decision, and so then they usually end up making fun of that person because they don't understand. And I've seen that time after time, so
Yeah. Crazy world out, man.
Crazy
What
world. But it is
just
like fifth. I don't know. It sounded like you dropped like a whole filing cabinet, though.
No, it's my sister's. I'm in my office and my room's right above, bro. My sister's in my fucking room, fucking shit up again. she does it. When I was on Benzinga, bro. She tried getting into my room. She started knocking on the door.
No, dude. My son jumped in when I was on Vice. I was in an interview with Vice, dude, and my son busted in the door. And I was like, look at it.
My son busted.
Bro, like, I have a SWAT team. Like, so, but I gotta go ahead and hop off, man. I got a fiance that's gonna punch a hole in my chest, so. But,
what are you gonna do, huh? No, I'll play.
Hey! I'm gonna go and get ready to stay up longer than I should to watch Loki.
Oh. Where's that on? I've been trying to watch it.
Disney Plus, man.
Disney Plus?
Yeah, man.
Fuck Disney, bro.
Come on! Why? Did the play not work? Did you get shafted today too?
No, I didn't play Disney. I mean, dude, recently, bro, look at this. I've been calling out a lot of small caps because look at the look at the volume on SPY decrease, then look at the volume on IWM increase. So low floats are on fire. We're getting like 100% gappers every single day.
That is
like just
people seem to be primarily focused too on smaller. There's a lot of focus on those type of stocks too.
Yeah, like before I was playing 2 weeks ago I was playing a bunch of like HDs, Clorox. I called those out on Benzinga and they both went 100%.
Yeah.
I've been calling out large caps, but now it seems like it's going into small caps. And, we trade every market. You just have to if you want to survive. So, dude, it's been small caps are really fun, man. They're really really fun. But
I was gonna say, do you watch the tape when you're taking are you talking about scalping?
Or? All I watch on small caps level 2, because I'm usually the one buying up walls and stuff.
Yeah.
And then also I really love watching just like gaps, and I just love watching. All right, so this is what it is, right? I love social media for this reason. I can literally play any. All right, guys. First of all, be careful with this. This is not financial advice.
It's not.
Disclaimer, Garrett. But today, I called UNCY, right?
Yeah.
Me, Michael, and Prof, we found it. It just IPO'd, I think, today. Yeah. And it had a mean gap from $5 all the way to $7. We called it under 4. Right? It was at 3.99. I'm not gonna lie, but we called it there. And then, our tweets didn't do anything to the stock, obviously, but it was consolidating at 4.3, 4.4. But then what starts to happen is when they see gaps and someone tweets it out, another person on Twitter will find it, then another one. Then what happens
it's a chain reaction.
It goes on stock twits. Stock twits is what really sent it, and then it started to fill the gap. It went from we had a 64% play on that, dude. It was awesome. It was a great play. It was all organic too. We only tweeted it once.
Organic.
Didn't have to do shit. Yeah.
As long as it's organic. If it's not organic, then I can't follow.
Look at the volume. Look at the volume. I'll prove it right now. Go.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at DNet.
Yeah. Go. I want to know. No, go to UNC. Go to UNCY. Look at the volume.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
No, on the 5-minute.
Oh, I'm on the 6-minute. Oops.
Oh, why? Are you...
I think I just hit it.
So you see that little in the beginning after it jumped up a little again and then came back down. You see where it started when it faded and it had that nice jump?
Yeah.
Right? So first of all, that dump that happened in the morning, that's not retailers. That's people who had it before the IPO and then sold on everyone else, right? That's what that is. That's a literal dump. You see when it had that little consolidation break, that's when I entered right on the break. It consolidated more. Right, created an ascending triangle almost, or if you draw a rectangle on that consolidation, that's what happened there, right?
Yeah.
Then it started to look at the volume on our tweet, like around that breakout. You can see how it was barely any less or more than that, right? You see how volume died down, then you see how volume jumps up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't call it for the rest of that time, bro. It just ran up on its own. But guys, the one thing I have to say about like these types of stocks, like penny stocks, and you're checking on Twitter or stock twits or TikTok, these are mostly day trades, and also you really have to like the SEC on the website. Is it good if I link it here?
Yeah, go.
All right. So I'm posting in the chat. Read over that, right? What you're gonna see is a lot of people put false information about a company, right? False information. Now that's completely different from just being like, yo, I'm entering this, right? Let me just be clear. Yeah. But there was this one guy on Twitter, OC Millionaire. Garrett, you should check him out. What he did was he called out an OTC stock. He only had 13K followers, but he made a fake Twitter account for the stock, posted hella fake news about it, and then shot the price up. He made $1 million on it and then sold on his followers. Now that is a pump and dump where you lie about the stock, post false news. Yeah. But no, dude, he got caught by the SEC. The SEC busted his ass. They freezed all of it. He deserved that shit. That was fucking ass. And then there's also OC Millionaire. Nancy Pelosi. I want to join her Discord, bro.
Bro, I love Nancy, man.
You were searching me up, eh? Shee.
You said OC Millionaire?
Answer my question. No, but yeah, OC Millionaire. Now hit enter. He's gonna have OC Millionaire. Did he get deleted?
Yeah, it looks like he's gone. Look.
What a bitch.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Unless he found me and blocked me before I could find him.
No, let me check. OC Millionaire. No, I think you just spelled it wrong, bro.
Yo, did you catch... Did I really? Maybe I did.
Yeah, you spelled it wrong, but click on it.
Or click on what? The...
OC Millionaire, just click on his name. How the fuck are you not seeing it?
Bro,
OC...
It's like I'm blocked, my guy.
You spelled millionaire wrong. There's an I after the A.
Oh, dude, dyslexia hitting my guy. Oh,
Million. Yeah, there you go. It's top one.
There you go.
Yeah, it's 13K followers, right? Now look at his last tweet. His last tweet. Click on it. Look at the comments.
This one right here?
Yeah. Have fun and chill, bro. And then you can check those links.
Yo, the only thing we
yeah, no, but what this guys, let me warn you guys right now. If there's like Stan, you know who Stan the Trading Man is, right? He had like 150K followers. Now I'm not slandering anyone, but LTNC, literally the company he was pumping, sued him because he literally tried joining the company as like a social media like representative.
What the
right?
fuck?
Yeah, and basically he was saying like he would and then he was putting out like fake news about like Tom Brady like sponsoring with them, and then he just got sued for that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he got sued for that.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's wild, my guy.
Yeah, no, but that's what a pump and dump is, guys. Right? Make sure if someone's posting anything like, yo, this stock just had this news, right? Make sure you double check it, right? Make sure to double check it every single time, because you never know who's lying. You know, there was millions of people got fucked over on LTNT. They ended up from under a penny to almost 10 cents. Under a penny to 10 cents. That's over a 10,000% gain, and the guy had $1 million in it. So just keep that in mind when you see a bunch of people on Twitter posting stuff. You'll never see, you know, can I just say something real quick? I don't want to, you know, be that guy, but you'll never see me saying anything like, oh, yo, this company is reporting this, or this company is saying this, and it not be true, you know?
Yeah.
Always double check the information.
Yeah.
Always.
If you guys, I know there's some people who have like access to Bloomberg, you know, like that's if it doesn't come in there, or some legitimate source.
I use Benzinga Pro. It's way cheaper. I'm not sponsored by Benzinga, by the way, but it's way cheaper than Bloomberg, and honestly, I like the interface better. I used to have Bloomberg.
I'll check it out. What is it called? Benzinga 2?
Benzinga here. Actually, I won't share my screen if you don't want me to. But Benzinga Pro.
Nobody can see it.
Oh yeah, Benzinga Pro. No, it's not about sharing my screen. It's just like, I'm not sure if you wanted me to. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm under Prophecy's account. He's the one paying for it.
That's awesome.
Alright, let me show you. So, fuck, I almost turned on my face cam.
Oh shit! Trying to show me the whole. I guess I was about to say you can't see me, but I'm literally on YouTube right now.
All right, let me know. Can you see it?
Yeah. It says wait,
All right.
your face or oh no, hold on.
right.
Yeah, I see yours.
All right, so ready? Look, these all come in real time. So it's just like flow algo. You know how like the things pop up? This is what happens. So like
Oh
look,
shit!
all these.
And is it highlighted green or red
Look.
for positive or negative news?
Yeah, so like ready? Look, ATOS, right? I saw the news.
No shit! Look at that.
Shares trading higher because retail was able to push the stock higher in a bearish pattern. Stock was trading on above average volume and was trending on social media sites. Shit like that, you know. What else was Hold on, let me find it.
Type in
CRTD.
Upwork,
Wait, hold on, let me show you.
WK. I just want to see
Hold
if anything else special came in. That's fire.
Look at this. CRTD, Michael traded this yesterday. Continued momentum after social media traders saw the stock had high short interest. Stock was also trending on social media sites such as StockTwits. You know, and you wanted to check out, what stock do you want to check out? Upwork?
Upwork, yeah. I'm just curious. I actually have Nokia shares. I'm
So already look, when the ticker's red, that means there wasn't good news.
1 second. I got somebody at my front door. Ow, mother. Ow. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put my headphones on. Alright. I am gonna get my ass beat. My fiance fell asleep on the couch.
Bet more trading time for us.
I'll see you. Yeah, right. Yeah, I better go wake her up. Okay, why is Upwork stuck? Upwork, let me see. What is the first thing? 716 sharing of the conference queue.
Look, and then right when it pops up, you could click on it. Boom, sentiment type, bearish, sweep, put
Ooh.
expiration at 60. Like, look, it's super nice.
Did you see?
And then look, if you want to tweet it out, you just click this, tweets it out with
no
the link.
Shit, get out of here.
Yeah, like
How
look,
much is this a month?
I don't know. I don't pay for it. I mean, I could get it for free by asking Benzinga for a sponsorship, but I mean, it's the same. I'm promoting it. So right, look, CRTD, right?
Yeah.
Boom. When it got halted, I could have tweeted this out. Shares resumed trading right away. You know, and the best part about it, it's 100% real news because it's Benzinga.
Yeah.
It comes in before any other news source because they literally have people on this shit 24/7. And
Yeah.
also, you know, you just know, bro. It's just awesome. That's why I really like this. Look at this. She created shares trading higher on continued momentum after a trader on social media noted high interest on the stock.
Wow.
And then it started trading on StockTwits. Nah, it's pretty cool. I fuck with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out here. All right, dude. I gotta hop off.
All right, yo, let's hop on the call again, bro. It was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's good. It's good knowing you don't hate me.
I don't. No, I'm very focused individual on what I. And I mean, I'm not scared to say anything. I mean, like the simple fact is that I've simply watched on the chart, right? Because you can watch the option value.
No, you gotta also check it. Also, you're using that one example of RNG, but you also, I'm trying to not, start drama or anything. We also got to note the stock did make a $40 move from where it was caught, and there was a perfect technical analysis set up too.
And that's what.
But the options got gamma squeezed, man. And then after that, you'll note we haven't ever called a like that thing was like up the money and it had low volume. We didn't know like if we tweeted something it was gonna go up that much. That's why after you can see my tweets, I'm like, yo, never calling out shit like this again. That's why you don't see us call that. That's why we're playing large caps, we're playing shares, and all of our followers are banking off shares, That's why you use that one incident, and that was an accident, Everyone banked it, went 1,000%. But you also got to see, like, we haven't done that same thing after. Would
you say that he's pretty consistent with his technical analysis?
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, bro, Starboy's a fast learner, man. Like, I'm not even just saying this because he's my friend, bro.
He could be a fast learner. That's great. No, I'm not. See, this is the thing.
Let me finish what I was saying, right? Before you say anything. He knows how to identify patterns, and he's good at playing breakouts. I'm trying to teach him, you know, like squeezes. I'm trying to teach him like my strategy because I find decent plays. I really like. I taught him one day. I'm like, yo, I'm giving you this indicator. I bought it for him the second time, the John Carter indicator. I bought it for him. You know, I already bought it myself just so I wasn't fucking over John Carter. So I gave it to him. I'm like, yo, I bought this for you. I want you to watch all the course videos on it, dude. Today he called, and then yesterday I told him this 2 days ago. Then he called CRTD, which had an insane squeeze pop off. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. You know, like the kid learned in 1 day. Like obviously, you know, when you first met him, he like, you know, a lot can change in a month, and you know that too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He went from, you know, only playing like, you know, wedges, stuff like that, to like now he's, you know, able to help a lot of people. So I'm really proud of him. You know, he's my homie. He's doing really well, learning and all this type of stuff. So I understand where you stood from, you know, a month ago where you said he didn't know technical analysis. Now, dude, the kid can actually chart. Like, he knows what he's talking about, and you can reflect that off his trading too.
No, I mean, this is the thing. His results, and this is the impact. I talked to my followers about this a lot because have you heard of the Politov dog, right? Have you heard of that before? Politov dog. It's a psychological experiment, right? So basically, they take a dog, and they feed him. You probably will realize that you've heard of this before, but they feed the dog, right, and they ring a bell. They do this every day until one day they can ring the bell and the dog mouth waters, right? So.
I think Joseph Stalin did this. All right, not to try to get political, but Joseph Stalin did this, right? They gave a chicken, they like cut one of its legs off, and they gave it food.
Yeah.
And then it came back. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I understand your analogy.
Right. So what happens, right? And I have seen the amount of contracts. Now it takes aggressive play to build a small account. But at some point, when you're putting 64 grand into a DK and G trade and signaling that to other people and buying that many contracts, right? That is you're speaking to people with different account sizes, different knowledge levels, and at that point, you're saying in front of everybody, I am the most consistent, like, stock trader. And I get it, it's TikTok, right?
But also, I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. But you know, he's first of all, you know, if he's going in, you know, really heavy, like above a 10K position, you'll always see that it's a big company. Like DraftKings is a big company. Also, when he said he was the most consistent, when he was the most consistent trader, you got to also see how far back that was, you know. And you know, obviously, like, you know, like if you're saying you're the most consistent trader, you know, he has confidence, you know, but I get where people can go wrong with that. But also notice how he's not calling as many options.
You know, I haven't really kept track of, like, I don't actually follow him on Twitter, so I don't see his call outs ever.
Yeah, but you got to also see that he's really like starting to shift away from like small cap options. And when he does call options that are under 50 cents, he doesn't enter himself. He doesn't enter. He'll literally be like, yo, this is.
But that's all good. But you have, and this is from my experience, dude, because I've been and have been up until like 5-6 years ago, dirt fucking poor. Like, you know, like I don't have a safety net, and the majority of the people who get wrapped up into this and lose their money are people who have that gut, like that, probably the same shit that kept you focused, right? Or the same shit that like caused me to like dig into trading and realize that this is what I was good at, this is what I was going to do. Like, we have a bigger impact, and like this is where like Noir tradings, like, fuck that kid, you know, like
you know Noir trading? Noir trades?
I don't know him personally, no.
Dude, I used to be in his Discord. Let me tell you, bro. I used to pay $200 a month in that. I used to go on Voice, bro, and do all these types of jokes and shit, bro. No one in there liked me. People in there literally said they didn't like me, bro. And then I left, and no one thought I would be shit in that Discord, bro. No one thought I would ever, like, you know, make it in the markets, bro.
Yeah.
And then now, like, I met some of my best friends in that chat, bro, because I was in there for 2 months. I couldn't afford $200 a month. That was a lot.
Yeah, that's too much, bro.
One of my friends spotted me for a month, and that month I left halfway through. I paid him back $400 because it was $200 a month. But that's what really fueled. I
That
like
shit
the Discord. And
this shit kind of
he's a-
pisses you off a little bit.
he's a great trader. He's a great trader, but he's also going in 100K positions to make like $2,000.
Well, that, and I mean, it's well tracked that on YouTube that, I mean, he is guilty of literally copying and pasting plays. Like literally the play with the other trader's logo in the bottom right hand corner of the chart.
I mean, but that in Noor's
And that's
defense,
a minute ago.
it's been a while, and the kid's been doing great on his own too. But I get what you're saying. But yo, also one thing, you know how like you were saying, like people like they like if they're losing, like I'm be honest, bro. I've tried talking Michael out of this. I'm gonna be honest. Michael, every single day, at the end of the day, he does his best to give away. Like he's literally restricted on Cash App, and I have to send him cash so he can send it to other people because whenever he can't see people lose, he hates seeing it lose. When it's flooded in his comments and he has a bad play, the kid literally gives away all of his.
That's the position that he's literally taking when he says that he is who he is. So he's like, that's the cycle. So why? If anything, just be like, I'm in the process. I'm learning these things. Like, let me show you guys what I'm learning while I learn it. And this is how I'm. Well, no, dude. I mean, I'll disagree with you on that one. But anyway, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Yeah, but I tried talking him out of that because that's a recipe for disaster, right? Because that means he has to hold. All those people are holding him accountable for his own trade that he's posting for free, that they're not paying for. And he's giving away, all this money. First of all, people are like, "Oh, he's smart. It's a tax write-off." It's not a tax write-off if you're just giving it to random people. It has to be to a notable charity.
Yeah.
Then you can write it off. So the kid's giving away $50,000, which, let me be honest, even for a lot of rich traders, that's a fucking insane amount of number. That's an insane number. And I told him, I'm like, dude, if you're gonna donate, bro, find a GoFundMe. Donate to people. Like he's like, bro. And I try telling him, I do this all the time. I'm like, bro, you can't just keep giving people money. Because then you have people like, that valued boss calls guy, right? He was commenting under every trade, like every single tweet, like for 50 tweets straight, copy and pasting the same screenshot and the same. He was like, yo, I'm going to KMS. And you know what that means. I'm not going to say because I don't want your, stream to get taken out.
I have no idea what that means.
It means kill myself.
Okay.
And that's what he said. Yeah, he said, I'm going to kill myself if you don't send me money. Like, I'm down to my last dollar. And all this type of stuff, right? And then Michael's like, yo, my PayPal is restricted. Can you send him some money? I'm like, yo, send me your money. But one thing I want you to do is unfollow us and never trade in the markets if you're in that type of mindset where you lose money you can't afford. And you're going to die. Yeah, and you have to
that's a fact. But that's the thing is you are...
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So I'm like, yo, send me it. And then he DMs me. He's like, yo, you can't... Or he's like, no, I got too much shit. I'm like, dude, come on. And then he commented under, he's like, no, I don't want any more money. I'm just going to lose it all. I'm like, okay. Then he goes on TikTok when Michael sent him, $50 because we thought, the kid lost everything. And then, I would have sent more, but, he's restricted on Cash App. I'm like, bro, well, like, let us send you something, because I felt bad for the kid. I'm not going to lie. I used to have suicidal thoughts when I, wasn't doing the best in training. It's hard in that position.
Yeah.
But then, dude, the kid just kept making videos, and then he's twisting, like, he's sending this to shut me up. So, yeah, he's like, I'm sending this to, he's sending me this to shut me up so I don't expose. I'm like, bro, you're not exposing shit. Second of all, you're literally lying, and then I blocked him, and then he's like, oh, the person who's supposed to send me money blocked me. I'm like, bro. But that's what really happened, just so you know. I have no reason to lie. You can check all the, shit, but I blocked him for that reason because it was getting... Yeah. And then on his last video, he's like, if I don't post, you guys know why. And then he put 2 faces, like, and then 2 water gun emojis. And I'm like, bro, you like
what?
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get like a little deep here, but bro, knowing someone who's actually committed suicide, bro, I know that's not like I've known a couple of people. I know one person was my sister, but this person is literally. Like he's seeking attention. People who are really in that deep state of mind, they're not going to be posting emojis. They're not going to be, they're not going to be doing all this stuff, doing all this shit for that's attention, bro. Mm-hmm. That's what you want, and that's what we gave him. And I regret it. And his literally all his social medias have his Cash App in the thing, so people feel bad and send him money. And I just think that's terrible, right?
Yeah, because when I do it a little bit deeper, but I mean it just.
I mean, on the surface, it's that, but bro, like that is really like. And the one thing I didn't like is, I'm going to say it, like, I didn't like how you retweeted it without, or like you, not retweet, but duetted it. And, put out the same Yeah, like Tough Boss is following.
He's been DMing me for a couple days, so
Yeah.
it's basically saying the same thing, right? So
Yeah.
I have, and I, okay, so let me just like make my stance. I'm and I hate when old people say this shit because it just sounds so cringy. But like, I try not to like fucking take any bullshit as far as like, you know, what I believe in, and,
Yeah,
and
I
I really do, and I think that most of my Discord members who I know, like I know all of their names. We talk, you know, on a daily basis or on a regular basis, and you know, like I cap the Discord, you know, at some points because like if I can't talk to you and understand where you're at and what your account, so when you ask me, how does this look, and I'm like out of your range or be careful on like I actually know who I'm talking to because
You got to be really careful with that type of wording, bro. Because time,
I guess in regards to like,
especially
hey,
in private DMs, bro,
what I would do.
Yeah, that's exactly. You got to be like, yo. In my opinion, I do. If I was in your shoes, you have to talk like that, bro.
That's how I do everything. Yeah.
There's some sick people. There's some sick people who join. They'll read the disclaimer, but then they DM you personally, ask for literal things that would be considered financial advice. The second they catch you slipping, bro, no matter how cool you think they are, bro, always talk in that type of perspective because there's people who are always trying to get a lawsuit going, bro. It's insane and it's sad.
People make money. Yeah. No, I try and I'm kind of overthinking a lot sometimes when I'm streaming live. I wake up in the middle of the night and think that I'm streaming live.
Yeah, bro. But let me just say this, bro. I love Michael, bro. He's one of my best friends. I love Prophecy. They're both of my great friends, right? I love them both to death, right? I'm always gonna defend them. But also, as long I know you guys don't get along, and I know you're just taking your stance. But I respect you a lot too. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't, I talked to you one day. We were in the stream. Oh, yo, this is a knowledgeable guy, and I'm always for talking to new people. There's always something to learn from everyone, right? And what I'm learning from you, just from the short talk, is like, yo, always, always stand your ground. Talk what you believe in, even if it's not the popular decision. I respect you for that. I really do. But I also respect Michael for doing the same thing, right? And I have love for both of you guys, and I just hate seeing two people that I like.
Yeah.
Just. Duke it out over some nonsense, At the end of the day, both of your guys' goals are to make other people money, right? Yours is a paid Discord, and I never hated on you for a paid Discord, right?
Yeah.
But you're doing more in-depth, you're talking to them one-on-one. But when you have like a super big fan base like Michael, if he was to do a paid Discord, he'd get so much hate, right? He's doing all this shit for free, and he's still getting hate. There's hate everywhere. But the reason
more careful, in that.
Yeah, but you also got to see, there's people like Zach Morris, there's people like, all these big traders, they're doing the same stuff. But I don't see any, really big people going out of their way to like, give back to their followers, even though they don't owe the followers a single thing. If he just hates seeing, people, because he was at that point one time, motherfucker had $4.
That to me just seems so backwards to like feel.
That's what I think too.
You know what I mean? Like, don't stress to these people that like if you have a small account, don't take this shit or be like.
That's what he says, bro. He'll literally be like high risk. He'll be like, yo, this one's for small accounts. 50, keep a 10%. Like, look, instead of taking 50% loss, remember to take your losses at 5 and minimum and 20% max, right?
Do you think he's transparent enough for people to follow him flawlessly, or not even flawlessly, but at least in a way where they have a clear understanding of when he's in, when he's out, or when he's approaching his exit? Like, do you think that's something that he's able to provide for people?
All right, so ready? The difference where it is here, right? When he says he's buying something, right? People make money too, right? But if he says he's selling something, it's just gonna go it's just gonna set up a seller's wall. That's literally what it does, right?
Yeah.
So you'll see this with any other big traders as well. Zach Morris, he never alerts his exits. Everyone thought he sold AHT at $7 when it went from 2.5, 160%, and then it completely dropped. Everyone thought that was him selling, and then they all started selling. In reality, the guy took a $1.8 million loss, right? The thing is, but if he said, yo, I'm taking profits here, and it fucking dropped, like, dude, you just can't be doing that. You can't call out when you exit. Like, you'll always, since I'm a smaller Twitter account, I'll be like, yo, guys, this plays up 200%. feel free to take profits. I'll be like, yo, you can scale out if you want to. That's what I always say. Because
you can, and it's actually literally verbatim my exact. So what I do, and if you go to my trading view, that's where I post most of my like technical analysis.
Also, dude, you also know this too, right? Like all of us traders, we slowly enter our position, we build into it, and then we slowly sell it off. We'll take profits at 20%, then 50%, then 100%, then 200%. Like today, he called MRIN, right? When it went up 300%, he's like, "Yo, everyone should be banking. This play should not go red for anyone. No one should be red on this play because the play was doing amazing. The underlying was doing great. Everything was doing great. No one should have ended that play red, right? CRTD went from $3 to $11. No one should have ended that play red. You know, he's always saying like, yo, never always move your stop loss up. He'll be like, yo, move your stop loss into the green. You know, if I were you guys, I'd move my stop loss into the green. He's always
you know what he needs to do? This would be my recommendation.
I really think,
because if he's talented, I don't know. I don't see, and I've been on his lives. I don't see it, right? So I can't understand it. I don't see it. Can't understand. If he wanted to cut the hate, right? He doesn't have to make a paid Discord. If you guys already have one, that's great. But he should say like, period, end of story. I'm not going to be posting anymore. That's why I go live. I'm live all day because I'm telling people like when not only do they know what I'm watching that morning and the levels that I'm watching them, so if anything they go do it by themselves, right? That's the goal of the whole group.
Let me tell you one thing, right? So I always thought that too when I was a smart twerk. I'm like, dude, if people they don't like, if they're getting so much hate, why don't they just fucking quit? You don't have to do this shit, right?
No,
not quit, but like stop calling them out on Twitter or just do something where it's less people, right? But the one thing is, bro, the love always has, outweighed the hate for me, for him, for every Twitter person. That's why you have the followers, that's why you gain them, right? That's why if you were a bad trader, bro, you'd simply just not have any followers,
Yeah.
People only follow you because they make money off your plays. People can always unfollow, they can always block, right?
Right.
The one thing is, for my experience personally, I've always seen more love than any hate. Like I got a DM one day, right? They're like, "Yo, dude, you don't know how much you've done for me and my family." I'm like, "That's like, dude, I just don't know how to respond to that." That's the stuff that keeps you go. The hate.
But that's all. I mean, that's like Gary V shit to me. Like it sounds fire. I've had the same thing, but like at the end of the day, I still think about like all the people who I could
it's the 10-to-1 ratio, bro. There's I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro. I really am. I'm just super passionate about this.
No, you're fine. But like this is like my main point. If you're going to advertise as like somebody that you can follow blindly, which he does, whether and that's something that I see and quite a few other traders see as well. If you're going to say the things that you say, right, and provide, like he does carry the and has since he started this, or since I even made a video on him. Carried the image that he is a extremely knowledgeable professional. Like he's just yawning while he does it, right? That is going to allow, psychologically, for somebody who doesn't understand the market. And I've dealt with this because and that's why I had to create some walls, because I can't be responsible and I don't want to be responsible for and continue to have that hate when my biggest helping, the biggest help that I can do for somebody is to talk to them and to actually and that fights against I want to grow my following. I'm okay with the slow and grow, because most of the people in our chat are I'm cutting their monthly, not I don't want to say most, the majority of them, but a lot of them are getting their monthlies cut because they're ending up they're contributing so much back, right, in plays and setups. They're like living scanners, and that's the goal. That's what I would prefer, rather than having people just believe that this is all I need to do, right? He is my beacon of light in the market, where he could be offering his step-by-step process that he's going through right now. If he's continuing to learn as fast as he is, then maybe share that perspective, which would probably get even more followers. And
it's not about the followers, man.
I mean,
No, don't even say that. I know
Maybe
what you mean,
maybe from
but
his
that's not.
perspective. But my point
That's
is, but regardless, even if it wasn't, my point stands. You know, like we carry, and he does a lot. Like if you're going to put yourself out there, like why save yourself the money? Don't cost yourself all that money and like send people money because they're losing money. Teach them how to do what you're doing. Teach them what you just learned, unless you plan on monetizing it or
Yo,
something.
another thing is, bro, like I'm sorry, I just saw this funny picture on my phone. But we are working like on a free course for everyone. You know, obviously it's taking a bit because you know it's a long process. I'm working on it. He's doing some things in it. We're all putting together a free course for the followers, you know, just so they can actually educate themselves. Obviously, you know, I have a whole section in my Discord which is completely free of just straight like 500 ebooks, bro.
Yeah.
That anyone can read, and I'm like, yo. Someone asks me a question, I'm like, yo, read this book. Someone asks me, yo, how do I get better in with psychology? I'm like, yo, read Trading in the Zone, stuff like that. You know, we're always doing that. We're always, you know, like looking to like, you know, help the followers, man. Because at the end of the day, bro, we were all in their shoes at one point. I used to follow Zach Morris back in the day, bro, on companies and blindly follow him, and I'd lose money. I'd be like, oh, you fucking pumping number. But then as I grew as a
club, dude, you want to start a podcast? Stop.
I'm down, bro. Dude, I'm down to do like, you know, collab with you. I don't really care, you know. I just want to see eye to eye on things. You know, obviously we're not gonna see eye to eye on some things, but it would be awesome if we could, you know.
No.
And I really think like you and Michael could really hop on a call one day. You know, just completely like, and you guys can literally talk shit out. Like it's such a childish game, you know, making videos about each other. Like even for him, I'm like, dude, why are you just like going into the comments and just like replying? Like it's such a childish thing, you know. Like, dude, we're all fucking grown-ups. You guys can talk shit out. Obviously, if you have a problem with someone, which you do, you call them out on it, right? Mm-hmm. But you can if you really, you know, have a problem and you wanted to, you know, you can reach out and be like, yo, let's hop on a call, let's talk shit out. I want to tell you my problem and you tell me, you know, what your problem is, and then you talk it out, dude. That's what fucking countries do, you know? That's what you got to do. I would, you know, my respect for both of you would go insanely up, you know, because at the end of the day, bro, you're you know, talented trader, you know, and so is he in your own spots, you know. So I think it would, like, instead of just hating on each other or just like, you know, fighting, I think it would be such a bet. Like, dude, look, me and you hopped on a call today. We're putting out, like, dude, there was like 50 people watching for like a while. And we're just showing them charts. We're talking about stocks. We're all doing this, right? Now, if I had the same effect as, you know, Michael and hated you or you hated me, that would have never happened. 50 plus people would have never gotten that knowledge, you know, that we put out for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They would never learn about level 3. We both put, you know, collab together and we were able to bring value to everyone for free. That's what, you know, the goal is. And I was talking to Michael. He's like, dude, why don't all these people just team up and be friends? And I'm like, because they have the same problem you and Simple Stacks do, bro. They just don't see eye to eye on things. No, that's just how it is. That's just human nature. And I think it would be really good if you guys actually, you know, talk to each other and, you know, talk shit out. Because even if you don't agree at the end of the day, like, or you don't like each other at the end of that call, what's going to happen is you guys can go to sleep knowing that you both made an effort to, you know, be friends and try doing something.
I don't actively want to, like, even be making the videos. I think a lot of people think that
I see that a lot.
I build a TikTok, but the thing is, I don't want people. I put my Discord link in there so that people can have access to the same thing they have in yours, the free shit.
But you'll also see me in your TikToks when people are like, oh, yo, Ashinobi signals. What the fuck? Like, I'll always be like, dude, I'm cool with Simple Stacks. I like the, you know, information he's putting out, and I'm always like, dude, you have way more content than just on Michael, you know? It's just whatever it's on Michael, you know, since he has a big following. Everyone's always going to take a side. Just, yeah, bro. It's like, I understand where you come from. Like, you're not active like, oh, I can't wait to fucking find out what Michael's doing. Like, I would be sad. I don't think you have better things to do, bro.
I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to trade and do my thing.
Yeah, bro.
I don't.
People think I'm actively like, yo, I can't wait to fucking prove Simple Stacks wrong. Like, no, dude, my whole goal, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yo, how am I gonna make everyone fucking money today? How am I gonna fucking raw dog some shorts today? That's my goal.
Man,
I want to wake up and dude, I get more joy out of and you can definitely relate to this. I get more joy out of seeing hundreds of people say, yo, dude, thank you for this play, it just helped me so much, it paid this. Like, that's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
I like that way more than actually like like obviously I like making money on my plays too, but when I see other people just straight banking off my plays, it's just
an
the best
amazing feeling, dude.
it's an amazing feeling, and that's what I strive to get. I love that's like my high, I love that gets me high, bro. I love that.
You
It's
smoking
like
your
my
members, dog?
What's up?
So you smoking your members? Getting
No, we smoke on we smoke on that short pack.
Short. Wow, yo, that short bear pack.
New op pack in the gear.
All right, man. I'm about to. Yeah, I gotta hop off. Dude.
Yeah, you gotta hop off, bro. You gotta go to your wife. Yo, bro, great talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
We should do this more often. Let me know when you're live next, bro. It was kind of fun. I'll retweet it. I'll help you out, man. It's awesome.
All right, man. Yeah, good talking to you too, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
Sure. Take it easy, man.
All right,
God bless, man.
All right.
Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Peace. All right, everybody on YouTube. That was an extra part that I didn't expect. So thanks for Shinobi for hopping on, and learned a whole bunch too. And yeah, guys, catch you guys tomorrow morning.